Good morning, Ali Duzette here, and today we have a special request to work on the energy of working in the kitchen. This is for all of us who have to cook and then clean up afterwards, or clean up first so that then we can cook. Just like laundry, this is a never-ending cycle, and all of the humans have to participate in it. Even if you don't personally slave away in the kitchen, you have to survive by benefiting from other people doing that, right? Like, all of us end up having to learn how to make some kind of food just to keep ourselves alive, and we have to keep this area clean, and it can be so stressful, especially when you throw other people into the mix and their preferences and sorting everything out. I always swore I would not be a short order cook and that all my kids would eat their stuff, but then I had a bunch of kids with food allergies, and um I felt like, how can I force my kid to eat something when they might be allergic to it? And maybe the reason they don't like it is because they have swelling in their tissues. And it came to be this place where I'm a more of a short order chef than I would prefer, probably. But I spend every time I make a meal, I've got 7 different plates that I'm managing and figuring out this person likes this person will eat that, this person will not eat that, that person's allergic to this. Anyway, the point is, I feel you. If you hate cooking and meal planning and it's very frustrating, let's take a look at it. One of my beautiful graduates of Intuition Accelerator, Chelsea Newman, made a whole session on this, I believe. So if somebody has the link to that and wants to post it below, that would be awesome, because I think it would be great to actually like do her session. But for today, this is what I have for us. We're just going to tune in and see what's what. I'm not tuning into anybody's energy in particular, but just the energy of meal prep in general. And we're just going to see what shows up for it and start clearing it out. So let's go. Ready, set, go. Let's go ahead and take our deep breaths. Ooh. Immediately, I'm feeling a panic, but it feels like it's covered with like a thick blanket. Let's see what the thick blanket is of. It's kind of futility and like frustration and giving up energy of like, it's not even worth it to deal with this anymore. Like, it's just not worth it. That's making me yawn. Let's go ahead and breathe on that. It's not even worth it trying to deal with my feelings of stress and trauma around preparing food. Whew. I'm hearing 3 meals a day, 3 meals a day, snacks. Oh my gosh, shopping, having to cook, thinking ahead. What the heck? What's on sale? I can't even think about that. I just have to get through the day. Let's go ahead and tap on all of that coming up, the big stress about food. Oh, tap, tap, tap. Can this clear yet? No. Two. Helplessness about food, and it's up is coming a bunch of helplessness about food preparation. Like, I'm helpless against this. It's like the tidal wave in the background that's always gonna crash every day. It keeps crashing 3 times a day, even more than that for some of us, and over and over and over again, we still have to do it. I'm sure you've seen that little cartoon that says like marriage is two people committing to ask each other what's for dinner for the rest of their lives, like every single day for the rest of their lives. It's so true. It just never ends. Let's go ahead and breathe on this. Hear a loud scream of the helplessness of like, I feel so helpless in the face of the constant demand for dinner, for breakfast, for lunch, for snacks, the constant demand of the stomach, the constant demand of other people's stomachs. See this ancestral trauma? All of our ancestors who had to deal with this reality just as we do, honoring their stress about it, their fear about it. I'm seeing an empty cupboard. I'm seeing a starving child. I'm seeing a starving parent. No food, looking out the window, and it's the Dust Bowl, and all of the crops are dead, and they're like ripping out of the ground in the wind, and there's gonna be no food. Fucking horror. How am I supposed to feed my family? Here comes a big wall of fatigue that's like, I fed them so much and it keeps coming and I'm done. And it just is tired and it just says, I can't, I can't. It reminds me of, come on, Prometheus, who invented fire. He stole fire from the gods, and then he got chained to a rock, and this eagle came and ate his internal organs every day as his punishment for stealing the fire. And I'm seeing Prometheus there, like chained to the rock, and he's just like, I'm too tired to even fight back. Like, it hurts, but I'm too tired. Like, I don't even want to get off the rock. Like, I can't even get up. Eat my guts. Like, I'm stuck. I'm trapped here. There's no way out, and I give up. So let's just tap on that futility energy. Can it clear? No. Up comes an emotion of shock at the vastness or like the magnitude of the importance of food. It's just like I had no idea. Before I had a body, when I was just a spirit, I had no idea how important food was. And even when I saw humans on Earth eating, I did not get it. And it's just like totally shocked, shell shocked, horrified, horrified at starvation, horrified at overeating, horrified at the never-ending march of having to make food. Here's a mother sitting in the kitchen. There's grocery bags around her, and she can't find it within herself to put them away. Why put them away when people are just gonna drag them back out and want to eat it all? Here she is looking at her pocketbook and saying, like, they ate all my money. All my money is being eaten. And then she goes down into the basement and sees the apple cores, the half-eaten apples, half-eaten carrots, half-eaten snacks on the ground. Ugh. Let's tap it out. The frustration, the absolute irate anger of wasted food. The anger at I worked so hard at making this food for you and you are so ungrateful. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? Can it clear yet? No. It's like I hate them. I hate food. I hate dinner. I hate cooking. I hate cleaning it up. I hate how they don't care. They take it for granted. I'm so angry. Let's tap and clear it out. Tapping out, breathing out that futility feeling. Breathe it out. Releasing it. Let's shine a light down on all of our heads with new information from our creator on how. It's the blueprint, it's the how-to. How do I survive this? How do I get through the day with the meal planning, the meal prep, the cleanup, the shopping, uh, the pipeline of gathering and preparing and feeding and cleaning. This is the how-to, and just imagine that blueprint like going into your mind, into your heart, and resetting, releasing that old trauma. Let's tap on what if it was easy for me to prep my meals? What if it was so easy? What if meal planning and meal prep was simple? What if I had a system? What if it was so easy? Let's breathe in. I feel like talking about systems really fast, which would be like, I know a lot of people that do like tacos every single Tuesday, and every Wednesday they have pasta, and every Thursday they have leftovers, and every Friday they get pizza, and every Saturday they do whatever, and they like have like a theme of the day, and they just always know that's what. For my house, we don't do that. But my kids are so picky and so allergic. They're mostly not allergic anymore, but like the miasm remains. And and so basically we just have a meat, like a chicken, a beef, a pork, a salmon, or whatever, like a fish or something. We have like a meat, and then we have vegetables, and then we have fruits. And so every day I just say, okay, what is the meat? What is the vegetable? What is the fruit? And then I just know like that's what we're doing. And um having a kind of system like that can remove some of the stress from deciding what is going to be made. Like when you have a system and you can just say, okay, well, it's Tuesday, so I guess that means tacos. And that might be something to consider. I know my aunt used to make a Costco, like she had a chart and she would meal plan for a whole month at once, and then she would plan her Costco days and like do it. And it like that takes a lot of brain energy, and I've never been one to do that, but maybe it could be something that you try if you want to. You know, if you have great meal planning tips, if you want to share them below, any insights that would help all of us, we'd love that in the comments. Um, but I do believe that meal planning doesn't have to be terrible. And let's just tap that in. What if meal planning was easy? What if I could set myself free from believing that meal planning was terrible? What if meal prep was easier than I thought it could be? Let's breathe that in. Please tap on those all day long if you want to. Tap on them every time you think about having to meal prep for later. This does not have to be a horrible thing. One other thing that I will mention is that some years ago I took a knife skills class, and it was so great to just practice chopping and I don't know, having really sharp knives. I have a knife sharpener and I sharpen my knives every time. Maybe not every single time, but they probably get sharpened a couple times a week, to be honest. And I'm just sharpening my knives. Now I can chop really fast, and that makes a huge difference. Like having a really good knife and keeping it sharp and practicing practicing your basic meals is going to be really, really helpful and will really speed up your time. When I was pregnant with my last kid, I shelled out for one of those meal planning services where they like mail you a box and you like put it in your fridge and then make it. And what I found was it took so much brain to like follow the instructions, and I still had to chop. It still took a whole half hour to make the food, and I thought, what? I spent half an hour anyway, except it's all stuff I can do on autopilot and not even think about it, you know? So like what is this? So I canceled my subscription. Anyway, there's a lot of different options that work for a bunch of different people, and whatever works for you might not work for other people. What works for me might not work for you. But I do believe that God does not give us jobs without preparing a way to make it possible for us, right? Like when God gives you a commandment, he also prepares a way for you to accomplish that thing. And all of us have been called to eat. That is one of our jobs as a human. We have been sent to this earth to experience the earth experience, but a huge part of the earth experience is food. It is ingestion. It is digestion. It is excretion. It is managing all of those things. And those are really, that's what sets the stage for everything else that happens. But when we eat the earth, we become the earth, right? We become what we eat. And this whole earth experience is for us to get a body and to have that body and manage that body. And that body is completely made up of the earth. It is completely made up of what we are eating from this earth. I just feel like God cares about what we eat. I mean, I don't mean that to shame anybody. Like, guess what? I do not have a great diet myself, which could stand to change. But I do believe that God cares about it and that God doesn't want meal planning to be a torture for us. I don't think that is true. I think that God prepares a way for all of his children when we come to him with faith and ask for help in how we're supposed to make it happen, that we're eating healthy foods in appropriate amounts, that we're preparing them at the appropriate time for our bodies. Like, God wants us to figure it out. He has a plan to help each of us individually that works for all of our different constraints that we're dealing with. So, anyway, I invite you to pray about that. That would be a great topic to write about in our 30 days of taking out the trash challenge. Go write about your triggers around eating and food and meal prep and meal planning and shopping and this whole cycle that we're living every single day. Come join the Facebook group if you want to, Intuitive Healing with Ali Duzette. That's where I got this idea for this video. So everything great is happening in there all the time. Okay, I hope you have the best day. Go forth and plan and make a meal and eat it up. I hope that you have the best dinner ever. Bye, guys.